Hey, we're here with one of our favorite former Warriors, Paige Sickmiller. And Paige, last time we saw you as a Warrior player, your career ended a little sooner than you planned on it, and we saw you again afterwards as a graduate assistant. But let's go back, let's talk about that halfway through your senior year, a year in which you guys did win a championship and really saw the turn of this program. All of a sudden it ended for you before you were planning.
Yeah, it was actually just 3 years ago last week, and on New Year's Eve I blew my knee out. I tore my ACL, MCL, meniscus, and like just as soon as the season started, it ended, it seemed like. So that was pretty unfortunate, but I mean, to be part of that, like you said, that turnaround in that program, that team, and to see the program turn around with Coach Lohr at the head of it was, I mean, that was awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better senior year, even with that happening.
Now, at that point, everyone's looking at you. You probably figure competitive basketball is over. You've got a long recovery ahead, and I know the doctors gave you a time frame that you kind of beat.
Yeah.
At what point during that rehab did you start thinking, I still got some basketball left in me?
I'd say about probably like 5 or 6 months once I was seeing that I was ahead of schedule, because they gave me about a year. They said it'd be about 12 months before I'd be back to 100%. And it was at 7 months that I played in our alumni game, and I was back to 100%. And at that point I sat down with Coach Lohr and had to talk, like, you know, do you think I can, I mean, you've seen me in practice with the girls and things like that, just trying to get back at things, and do you think that this is something that I can do? And she was no hesitation, and I felt the same way. I just kind of needed that extra little confidence. So no, yeah, it was something that I knew I wanted to go for, because that was my plan originally anyways. So.
And it helped you that she let you stick around as a student assistant coach, kept you in the game and kept you actually where you could work out and just keep your game fresh and stay close to basketball in general.
Absolutely. With that and working downstairs with the strength and conditioning program afterwards as well, I was as close as I could be, just as much as I was as a player. So I was given a lot of tools. I didn't necessarily have a coach behind me pushing me, so I had to be that for myself in terms of getting ready to go overseas and things like that after my recovery. But yeah, that helped a lot, being able to stay close and have all the resources.
Now, prior to your senior season, you played overseas for a USA team in Italy. Did that give you a sense that, hey, I can play with people from all over the world?
Oh yeah, and that was why I wanted to do it, just to not only make my senior year great, but to get a taste of it over there and the atmosphere of it overseas, because it is really different. And that definitely gave me a lot of confidence going into my senior year. And I think that's why I was having a great start to the senior year before the injury. So definitely gave me a lot of confidence and reconfirmed that that's what I wanted to do next.
All right, so let's go to that summer. You go over to a combine, I believe, in Germany?
Yes.
And there's no Wayne State women's player who's ever played pro basketball at this point, and you go to this combine. Just talk about what happened there. It went pretty quick for you.
Yeah, it did. It was only a weekend, so quick turnaround in terms of a 6-hour lag of getting there and playing that night in front of coaches. So it was pretty intense, and it was pretty nerve-wracking, I guess you could say, but it was really exciting. It was really fun. The first day of games, I had the first offer of the combine the first night, so the second I had a few offers that I was able to pick from, and so the second day I kind of just got to play and relax, and I had already made my decision. So
at that point, what are you thinking? You're overseas, you have your dad there, but nobody else, and suddenly your world's about to change.
Oh yeah, there was 9,000 thoughts going through my head in terms of how am I going to get ready for this, and different types of things. And I have my new coach already in my ear. I need you to do this and this and this when you get back, and to get ready, because there was about a 2-month time frame in between when I left for Germany and when I got back from the combine. So just my mind going 900 miles a minute in terms of what I need to do to get ready, and because I wanted to be all that and more for that team and for that club. So.
And when you got home, you got ready for 2 months, you go back to Germany, and you weren't just a role player, you weren't just, hey, I got to be a pro basketball player. Right. You were a big part of that team.
Yeah, it was really exciting, and it was awesome to be not only part of the team on the court, but to be part of their community off the court. They had a really good fan base, very, very small knit, in terms of family-oriented fan base and community. So I liked that. Coming from Romeo, that's what I'm used to, so I liked it a lot. And to be part of that and to be a big part of it was really exciting, and I liked it a lot. To be able to contribute on the court as much as I did, and then getting hurt over there, but that was huge.
Just talk about the difference between being a professional basketball player playing in college. You're not worried about eligibility or grades or managing schedules or anything like that. It's your job now.
Right. Definitely still managing schedules, I'd say, in the sense that, I mean, when you're overseas, you're like, oh, I want to travel, I want to do this, I want to do this, but you can't. You still have practice at night. And being the American, you're put on a much higher pedestal than the other girls or the local players. So there was that pressure as well, and because you don't want to get sent home, because Christmas, or you have an evaluation point where the first month is like almost a trial period, for lack of better terms, and then they assess if they want to keep you and if they want to continue out their end of the final length of the contract. So there's some pressure at the same time, but it's definitely different. You don't have anybody over your shoulder. Okay, you need to do this, that you need to be here at this time and here at this time. Workouts and stuff were all on my own terms, and obviously practice was the only thing that was set in stone and scheduled. So
you got that year in. I know you had some more injuries, and you've decided that's it. But you did fulfill that goal. You were a varsity high school player, varsity college player, and you got pro. You got all 3 levels you wanted. Mm-hmm. How satisfied are you with what your basketball career ended up being?
Oh, I'm very satisfied. I feel so blessed that I was able to play at all 3 levels. Was the plan to play longer on the 3rd level? Absolutely. I wasn't to play 1 year, but unfortunately my body was telling me otherwise. So had to make the smart, hard decision, but the smart decision. And I think it was the right decision. Like I said, I feel very fulfilled, and knowing that I went for it and was able to do it, that means the world to me. So.
All right, so let's update. What are you doing now?
Now I'm on the opposite side of things, more in the corporate world. I'm actually a corporate recruiter for a full-service staffing firm in Troy, city staff, and I love it, surprisingly. I never thought I'd be on that side of things in the workforce, but I like it a lot. I love the people I work with, awesome ownership, and huge potential for growth. So.
We mentioned before, you were the first Warrior woman to play professional basketball. There's a second one now, and she wasn't a teammate of yours, but you actually were a coach of hers,
Yep.
Truda Brown. What advice have you given her?
Just first I was telling her, definitely you need to go for it, because I was asking her what she was thinking, and she was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go, and I want to play overseas after I graduate. And I was like, that's the perfect plan, Truda. She's going to do so good. I told her she needs to get out and experience that, and because the competition over there, she's just going to blow it up over there. So she needs to. It's good to get away and experience things other than home base sometimes, and to see other parts of the world, and I think she'll really grow from it and really learn a lot about herself and about basketball, and I mean, she'll be able to play for a long time, I think.
All right, last question. Just think back about your time at Wayne State, what it meant to you, and what it means to be the first player to get a professional contract from the women's program.
Oh, it means the world. My heart will always be here in Wayne State, and I still come back all the time. I have season tickets, and I love it here. My heart will always be here, and that means a lot to have that stamp on the program and on the university, and it hits home for me. It means a lot.
Paige, thanks a lot.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.